Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and start on this Charizard build and just kind of do a recap on what happened over the last few days. I know my last video was, I said it was my last video about the whole Jason Page situation, and this really isn't going to be about that so much as just some of the other discourse that has popped up around what happened and what content creators and vendors and even card shops are probably going to start doing just based on what has happened. And what I mean by that is the concept or idea of prorating cards. And now I have already seen it happening, and it's mostly on like Facebook Marketplace and things like that, but it is happening nonetheless. And this is just part of that slippery slope of just allowing the price hikes to happen over the past couple of years, and just saying, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Let's see, I need bags 1 and 2. So does that kind of make sense? Just the it's just the logical progression of the hobby and the greed and selfishness of some of these vendors. And I said even card shops, and it's it's just mostly scalpers and stuff like that. I'm not saying everybody's doing it. If 1% of the community is doing it, I'd be surprised. It's not something that's widespread, but it's not widespread yet. Does that make sense? We're not widespread yet on this becoming just a normal thing that people do, because now you can pretty reliably with AI, just another thing that AI is. I just hate AI so much, and I could go on and on and on about my disgust for AI and just what it's done to so many hobbies and, pardon me, just how it's affected so many hobbies and other, art, all that stuff. Anyway. With AI now, you have pretty reliable like card scanning with AI, and it'll tell you if a card's going to grade high or not. Like I said, they're pretty reliable. I've seen tests done. I've seen people scan, and then they'll submit them for grading, and then sure enough, boom, it gets whatever they're, or it'll be close. It'll be within half of a, yeah, that's the right piece. Okay. It'll be within like half of a grade. But so with that, and so like I said, we will start to see more vendors at shows say, oh, this I scanned this and it says it'll grade a 9, so I'm actually going to price it as a 9. But the one thing, like I said, the one thing that this whole thing with Jason Page really brought to light was just how bad this is and how we really need to nip this thing in the bud and push back against it before it gets even worse. Oh shoot, I dropped a piece. Oh, where'd it go? Gone into the ether. Oh, there it is. Woo. It's the same color as the carpet. Alright, anyway. Back on track. Yeah, it's just like everything else with this hobby that has just gotten way out of hand with all the pricing and all the gouging and all of the price hikes have just been nasty business. And the only people that don't care, obviously, are the people that are profiting from it. There's a content creator that sometimes at shows, content creators will sometimes give people like free cards or whatever, and it's just so that they can look good for their stream or whatever they're doing, because a lot of these guys now record all their, or stream all their stuff, and then they do live streams on Twitch, and it's just another like stream of revenue for them while they're robbing people blind for Pokemon cards. But anyway, sometimes people in the chat will donate to so that they'll donate money to the stream to like be like, oh, the next person, they give the next person like $100 of credit or something like that. And so they'll do that, right? But there are some content creators and there's some vendors that are going, no, nobody gets anything for free, okay? We need to teach these people, especially kids, don't ever give kids free stuff, because, we need to teach these kids that, the real value is, we're not kids anymore. It's, when we were kids, it was okay to just trade for cards that, we didn't care about the value, but we're not kids anymore. So we do care about the value. So we need to teach these kids that they need to care about the value too. And it's like, whoa, dude, pump the brakes, man. No, you've lost the plot. You're part of the problem. This dude's part of the problem, and it's a growing sentiment within the community that, oh yeah, no, we don't give away cards. But again, to that, it's the whole Jason Page thing where everyone's saying like, oh, he should have just given those kids that card back. He shouldn't say he wants to trade back for that card. He should just give it back. And it's like, okay, well, like, then why aren't you giving out free cards? Oh no, because I'm running a business. Well, so is Paige. Again, I said I don't want to keep beating this dead horse, so I'm going to let it go. I think I'm just gonna start focusing on this build. But that's my 2 cents about that whole situation, because just the greed and like the losing the plot really of what the hobby is supposed to be, and these scummy vendors and scalpers, they don't care. care about their profit margin. And they'll all say, oh, I don't make that much money. I barely make any money at all. You know, I break even. And I've said it before in some of my videos where it's like, dude, you're literally bragging about having an 8-figure business with your Pokemon cards. And they might not be making a lot of money on their Pokemon cards, but they're making a hell of a lot of money through AdSense, you know, and stuff like that. A lot of these guys get sponsorships and stuff like that. And it's like, dude, how are you getting sponsors? You're like a scumbag. How, like, I just don't get it, dude. You're the face that they want to have representing their brand, I suppose. But doesn't make any sense to me. Is that where that goes? Let's see. Yeah, that's it. There. 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 I know I keep saying I'm not going to talk about it anymore, and I end up talking about it more. It annoys me. It bothers me greatly. God dang, this has some serious flex on it. Doesn't want to stay flat. Anyway, I'm going to cut it here for the night. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good night.